Hey there, Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Decade to you. I do want to warn you that I was up welcoming in the new year last night. So, bear with me here. So let's get into this. This is a big year. There's a lot of big planetary things happening, and we are about to shift into the Age of Aquarius. I believe that doorway, I think we've been seeing it in the doorway since 2012. We are going to cross the threshold on December 21st of 2020 when Sagittarius and Jupiter come into conjunction at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And so there's going to be a lot of big things happening this year, but I am going to focus on what is happening in your world in a very personal way to help you navigate these big energies. You can always find out more information about the big ones on other channels because there are plenty of astrologers, and I am not one, out there that want to tell you about this. I'm an astrological enthusiast. I will be studying astrology this year, though. I'm very fascinated by it. And so I want to encourage you this year to follow your curiosity. What are you curious about? What do you want to know? Because it will really set you up for success moving forward. This is the year where we break down the structures, where we let go of the karmic crap from the past. We knock out the windows, the doors and the windows and the walls, and we build the new structure, the one that you want to take forward. And so laying a solid foundation for what you want going forward becomes very important. And so that is what this energy of this week is about, what is happening in Capricorn. Capricorn is all about structures, and we have that conjunction. We have that conjunction of Saturn and Pluto that is happening exactly on the 12th. We have the eclipse energy that I've been saying was on the 11th, but it's actually the 10th of January. I'm so sorry. But that energy is expansive, and it will go for the next 18 months. And then we have the energy of Mercury jumping all over, running into everybody, and Mars ticking off a few things. And so there's just a lot of upheaval. Uranus, which rules your sign, is about to go direct on the same day as the eclipse in Taurus. And so that whole area there is just fraught with energy, lots of changes. And, so riding through it this week is going to be a challenge for everybody, and so I am wishing you the best with that. I want you to think, though, back to 1982, 1983. That was the last time that these planets, Saturn was in conjunction with Jupiter when we had in Libra. That was happening in Libra. And we also had this whole energy of Pluto and Saturn in conjunction, and so a lot of things that happened then, what was going on in your life, they came into opposition in 2001. And so at both points, the North Node was in Cancer, and that's where it is now. And so this was a cycle of working out our karmic energy that we've gathered through the eons in relationship to emotional issues generally generated through our childhood. And so our relationships with our parents, our mothers and our fathers, and how they play out in the relationships we have with our significant others, with our children. And so we've been processing through this, and now we're at the end of this major cycle of working out all this karmic energy of the emotions to lighten ourselves up, to welcome in this age of Aquarius where we are going to expand our ideas, and we're going to use knowledge and information to expand out into the universe. And so there's so many things happening, but how does this affect you personally? And so take a look at your life, and where's the areas where you need to release that karma so that you can move forward. So those are the walls, the structures that you need to knock down so you can lay that solid foundation that you can build on moving forward. So it's big stuff. It really is. So before I turned on the camera, I got into your energy, and what I got was you were peering up at a balloon up in the sky, but you were using binoculars, and I heard set your sights higher, and you need a higher perspective. And so taking a look at the situation from a slightly elevated, out of the emotional murkiness of Pisces energy is what I just heard. So yeah, so moving from Pisces energy into the Age of Aquarius. So a higher perspective is going to be needed to help you to get there. We're at a real inflection point in time. So where would you like to go from here? So this week we've got, I feel like I'm missing something important I'm supposed to tell you. I did do 2020 preview videos. There was a little issue with YouTube over the last couple of weeks, and so the things weren't really getting put out. I don't know if you noticed that you didn't necessarily see all of your stuff that you're subscribed to. Like, I don't know what's been going on. So anyway, I'm going to put the links below for the videos. I want to encourage you, please, to communicate with me. When you hit that thumbs up, when you leave me a comment, it connects our energy. It makes it a lot easier for me to tap into that energy when I'm trying to get into your energy, Aquarius. And so that's very helpful in the long run. And check out your sun, your moon, and your rising. Sometimes you're going to find your messages in the other signs, but sometimes I find that all three areas really help me have a much more well-rounded viewpoint of what is going on in my life. And so that is something worth connecting with also. So on January 6th, which is Monday, which is when this video is uploaded to YouTube, there is this this energy of don't push too hard. Don't push too hard. You've made some ground in some place, gains in some place recently, and if you push too hard, you might slide back. You might lose the ground that you've gained. So don't push too hard, whether it's at work, if you're pushing for a promotion, or in a relationship where you're looking for more information or whatever. It feels like pushing too hard is going to be not beneficial for you. On the 9th, there's the moon moves into Cancer, and this does help to bring about a clarity of vision, right? Because we're getting ready for that eclipse energy, but it's going to be really hard to pin down where all the pieces go. And so the clarity of vision starts coming in the next 2 weeks. It's really going to be important to write down ideas when they come to you. You don't need to know how to make them work. You just need to jot them down before you lose them, because where Neptune is and how it's acting, it's making it kind of murky and muddy. And so writing down the ideas, and Gemini is moving very quickly, and Mercury is moving very quickly, and it's bouncing off of all these planets, and it's sparking new ideas. And then the sun comes into conjunction with some of these planets, and it's going to be illuminating and sparking these ideas. And so writing them down before you lose them, you'll be able to revisit them and do the research on them when Mercury goes into retrograde and things start to slow down. And that's a really good way to use Mercury in retrograde energy. It's not something to fear, it's something to be utilized. And so this is a great way to do it. And so when we get to the 10th, we've got all that stuff happening. It is a big day. Be ready for it. It's going to come at you big time. And then on the 12th, that's the conjunction. It is that exact conjunction. It gets very complicated, and I don't even know why I'm getting this notification. It's distracting. Okay, so this, what's going on this week sets the tone for this whole year and where you're going to go with things. The 13th, on that Monday the 13th, that's when the sun is coming into conjunction with Pluto and Saturn. And so again, lots of illumination of ideas. And so writing that stuff down becomes important. The 15th, Wednesday the 15th, that is some tough energy, because the moon will be in Libra, and it'll be at a square with all these big energies over there in Capricorn. And so, wow, you could be super productive that day, though. So put your head down, ignore the noise around you, and just focus on the task at hand. And you won the day going, okay, I won the day. I won the day. I was really productive. And then we get to the weekend, and the weekend, lots of ideas will be bouncing around. So pay attention to your dreams, writing down things, because when we get to the 19th, Sunday the 19th, the moon is in Sagittarius, and that is that energy of where you want to shoot your arrow forward to go forward the next steps. And so that is the 2 weeks in review, but your overall energy is temperance. Your overall energy is temperance, like keeping calm and balanced, and also the alchemy of taking ideas and looking at them from a different perspective, a higher perspective, in order to create something new. It's taking all the materials around you. It's like spinning straw into gold kind of energy, right? It's the alchemy. And so I wanted to get, wow, this has shown up a couple times now, this sound. And so sound becomes really important with the energy of this eclipse moving forward. It's that higher vibrational energy. So this is listening to higher vibrational music. This is looking for messages in music. This is finding your voice and speaking your truth. This is elevating your consciousness, though, through sound. And so in meditation, and I haven't said this in any other sign, it just popped into me. In meditation, there are certain sounds that activate different areas, you know, and so studying what those different sounds are, such as Om and Ah, and what they bring into. Om is very high vibrational, abundance, calling in energy, and so you could start right there. It is the new year. Why not bring in that? And then we have Source, and I think this is the reason why it really triggered that for me, is because we have Source, like getting in contact through meditation with Spirit and doing it through vocalizing, using the different tonal intonations of the meditation. And so you can look those up on YouTube and you can hear them so that you can do them, you know, appropriately. And also using music during meditation, I just heard. So using music during meditation, there's lots of different opportunities on YouTube to find music that will help for clarity or help for connection with Spirit or to clear the energy. Like you can play music to clear the energy in your room because it can get into all the different spaces. You can sage, but smoke doesn't necessarily get everywhere, but the sound waves will. And so you can clear energy space that way. I moved into a house once that I really was a little uncomfortable. There was someone that had died in it, and there was also some other energy in it that was just really... So I just, whenever I left the house, I put on this 8 hours of this energy clearing music, and it did the trick. It cleared my area. My neighbors on the other side of the wall were not having as much luck because they weren't playing the music. So it helps. It really does. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the energy of the next 2 weeks. I'm doing a 9-card spread. I'm going to only be doing for the new year because I have a lot going on that I'm trying to create and build structure for. And so I will be doing 2 videos a month, 2 sets of videos a month, and it'll be for when the next one will be when the sun moves into Aquarius, so it'll be the monthlies for that, and then the mid-month update where it'll post at the beginning of the month for the remainder of the sun sign time. And so, wow, do you have some amazing energy for the key to your situation? You have the Ace of Wands with the Chariot. Now, the Chariot is moving forward in a very balanced way, much like this Temperance energy, but it is an idea, and it is taking action on it, and it is moving forward. And if you haven't seen my 9-card spread, which I'll probably be using for most of the videos, this is thoughts, feelings, actions, past, present, future. This is the key to the situation, and I assign Lenormand house meanings to the other cards to help me really get into dive a little deeper for information here. And so you are being the key to your situation is this idea, taking action on it and moving forward in a balanced way. And Temperance again showing up there, right? In the recent past, you were looking for what is your truth? What is your truth? What is your being willing to speak it too, right? But what is your truth? What is your sword of truth, and how to wield it in a way that is beneficial? Queen of Swords represents Aquarius in my mind. Probably most readers. But it is that ability to see with clarity, to speak with clarity, to see the truth. It can be used as a weapon when the Queen of Swords is out of balance. And so making sure that you stay in balance, especially with this energy coming up of, on February 10th, I don't think I mentioned this, the language that day is going to be really tough because of the aspects between Mars and Mercury and what's going on there. And so being aware of how you speak and the words that you're putting out into the universe that day might become very important for you. Transformation here. Oh, in the House of Transformation, you have transformation, death. So it is the releasing of that which is not working, letting it go. This is a big cycle that is divinely orchestrated, you know, getting in touch with Spirit and meditating using sound to help you activate the meditation process. Looks really good. And then moving forward in the area of thoughts in the future, you have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is energy of picking your battles, of lots coming at you, and lots of, so I feel like this Ace of Wands here can easily get out of balance with the Chariot moving forward. Or it might be that you have multiple ideas that you're acting on at once, which doesn't surprise me considering how much energy is coming from Mercury and all the ideas that are going to be coming up. And so choosing your battles wisely. Competitiveness. So a competitiveness in the area of thought. Trying maybe to outthink someone around you because you're trying to create the solution sooner. Being aware of where you direct your thoughts, because this is high manifestation energy this year. Very high, very potent. And what you focus on is what you're going to create. So focusing on positive things to create instead of negative. And so the Five of Wands, it's energy of change. It's action and change. And so you could be thinking about what actions you're going to take that's going to change your current situation as you're driving things forward here. In the recent past, we had the Five of Swords. There are winners and there are losers. Even the winner is a loser. So Five of Swords is really difficult, verbal, sparring, negative energy. And, you might feel really good when you hit somebody with that zinger, but, did it damage the relationship irreparably? Did you end up having a win in the moment, but you ended up destroying a relationship? And it could have been a business relationship. It could have been a personal relationship. So it's important to really focus on, choosing your words carefully. Look, this is all in the past. I'm not seeing this in the future, but, stepping past that energy into allowing the transformation to come in. In the future, in that area of the heart, you have the Page of Cups. How lovely. What a great place for this. This is beautiful. This means that there is an opportunity to have an offer of love come to you, or you may feel like you want to offer the cup of love to somebody. It is also an opportunity. It's kind words. It's loving thoughts. It's gentleness. And it's playful child, stepping into your inner child energy of the joy and the passion about something. And so following your heart looks beautiful there. In the recent past, the obstacle has been creating balance. Giving and taking in equal measure. Picking your way through a difficult situation has created some kind of a obstacle for you, but I can see why, because we have this harsh energy here in the area of the Five of Swords there. But look, we have justice. The Sword of Truth showing up all over here for you guys. This is the Sword of Truth, Swords, and then the best one here, this Justice card. So justice will be served. The transformation will bring about justice in your life in an area that's really important to you. Now, does that mean karmic justice? Oh, geez. What you think is karmic justice may not be actual karmic justice, because you don't know what's happened in past lives. You can't remember. And so taking a deep breath and letting go of expectation of what justice is and what it should look like becomes highly important in order to benefit yourself here. So understand that when you have death in the transformation, and in the action you have justice, major arcana cards, and in the center here we have an ace, a new beginning, with the Chariot, which is also major arcana, moving things forward. There is so much divinely orchestrated energy happening here in the present moment, in the now moment, with all these things that are going on in the middle of, this 2-week period. Things that have been building and things that you will feel the energy of throughout the entire year. I want you to try with all your heart to trust that what is happening is justice, even if maybe you think that's justice. Justice is things being divinely orchestrated and guided, and you don't have the higher perspective, right? Seek the higher perspective. Take a higher vantage point. And look, when you look at this card, it is from way up and they're way down there. You can't necessarily see from your vantage point right now, what is justice, but justice is being served. And okay, so as you move forward again with the balance, so we have the balance of Temperance, we have the balance of the Chariot, and now we have the balance of the Two of Pentacles. You are crossing from one arena into the other. It requires steady, measured steps. It is movement forward. This Two of Pentacles is interesting because she's literally moving forward. Okay, it's not her rocking back and forth. She is stepping forward. Look at her feet in the direction. She's moving forward, balancing, I want to say, her emotions and her actions. Her emotions and her actions. That is what is the Chariot. And so I think that you navigate well and you end up continuing that process moving forward, coming out of these 2 weeks with this beautiful page of Cups energy here. That's good emotion. This Wands is the action, right? And the Wands are up in your thoughts. And so you may have a lot of things that you're thinking about, but remember to balance it when you're actually moving forward with the Two of Pentacles in order to create and to manifest into this time frame what it is that you want to create and manifest. And so you have grace and truth. Well, grace and truth. Grace is accepting what is justice, accepting that it is divinely orchestrated, being divinely guided, and looking for the gift in it, showing the appreciation. It is grace that requires you to be balanced. You have all of these need for grace. So acting in a graceful manner, not pushing too hard, keeping a balance of mental and physical and emotional and spiritual. There's a lot going on here. So grace is also the flow of the abundance of the universe coming to you. But what I see here, it feels more like it is important for you to act gracefully, like to be a graceful loser. You know, let things go. It's not really losing, it's being divinely orchestrated. And so picking your battles and letting things go that don't need to hold you back. And then we have truth. And we're going to go ahead and read here on what it says about truth, because we've got this Queen of Swords showing up here. And I feel like this is important to drill down again on, because we were mostly talking about the balance. And I think Spirit's like, yeah, don't forget about the truth. yeah, over here. So for truth, it says, the quest for truth is a journey we all must take, and it can be painful. Once discovered, truth can be the compass that guides you through the tough decisions and experiences. In your soul, you know the truth to be the absolute tenet and personal pillar through which you must effectively govern your life. Identifying these principles means you have a yardstick for when you are faced with difficult decisions or ideas. You can then make decisions accordingly. Your truths will be reevaluated and tested throughout your life. The truths you had when you were younger might not be the ones you hold dear today, but once you find your truth, it is easier to be faithful to yourself. So you need a higher perspective. Something I did, an exercise I did I'm going to have to say now almost 2 decades ago, is I sat down and I wrote down my values. What do I value? And then I put them in order. And then when decision-making time came, I referred to the order I kept in my head. There were only 7 things, so it was easy for me. And I made them all start with the sound, like faith and family and fun, okay, and finances. And so, and physical, okay, so physical isn't actually an F, right, but it has that sound to it. So I could remember my order. So I had my order of what was important. And so when something came up, I knew I just referred to my order that I had made when I was in the calm, when it was quiet, when I was thinking about what my value systems were. And so when someone came to me with an ultimatum, I was like, oh, well, I'm sorry, but I already know what my truth is, because I've already sat down and thought about it. And so you're being asked to discern what your truths are so that you could take actions accordingly moving forward. And so this is a little bit of time to start organizing these thoughts about what your truths are, start writing them down, and maybe during that retrograde that's coming up at the end of Aquarius, and when we get into Pisces there, might be a really good time. The Mercury does slow down while in Aquarius before it goes retrograde, and so it might be a good time to just kind of sort through it and figure out what you're going to do. Okay, so you have an issue, a situation that you need to let go of. This is that 5 of Swords energy where losing might not work, but here it's definitely this Five of Wands, the part where you have to let something go. This Justice card, it says nothing will come of the situation. So hanging on to what your idea of karmic justice is isn't necessarily going to aid you. You need to step back. But these two cards are wonderful. So full moon in Cancer, that is the eclipse that we're having. It says a personal issue reaches resolution. A personal issue reaches resolution, and it might be what that is that the situation, nothing's going to come of it, and that's what you let go of with this eclipse energy. And then a win-win outcome is forecast. That's important because this is the part where nobody was winning, and the Five of Wands, you're in danger of creating that again. And so creating the balance, the justice, moving forward in a very temperate way. Creating the win-win. Temperance is about the alchemy of something. So taking two viewpoints and putting them together to create the alchemy, the third, right? The third idea, the way that it works for everybody. And you have here, walk in beauty, the wondrous universe. So look for the joy, look for the beauty. It's all around you, and find it in interesting places. Oh, we have grace and gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands. Spirits are really doubling down on your need to feel grateful, to move with grace, to look for the beauty, which is also part of grace, is looking at the beauty in as you go away. And that here, get ready for new horizons. Faraway places. You are leaving behind you the situation where nothing was going to come of it with this full moon eclipse. You are leaving that behind, and if you move forward with grace and gratitude, you can create the win-win situation for yourself and for those around you. This is beautiful energy. Stay in contact with spirit. Use sound to help you meditate, either by playing music in the background while you're meditating, using chants to help you get into the meditation, whatever works for you. But Spirit will guide you and help you. And the outcome that is coming is justice. It might not feel like justice to you. It doesn't make it not justice. Because we can't remember everything that has gone on before. Right? We come into this world through the veil of amnesia and we forget a lot of things. So you have a powerful light which keeps showing up today. It is, I meditate regularly. I am insightful, and my connection with the universal wisdom guides me fully. Apophyllite is crystals that also have threads of copper that go through them. They're found when you are mining coppers, where you often find this. And so copper is that conduit, right? It allows the energy to flow. It is what allows electricity to flow. It is information that flows. And so this, using apophyllite to allow the information from spirit to flow. So get yourself a piece of that. And we have green aventurine. It is easy for me to maintain overall well-being with conscious habits of health. That is that moving forward in a very balanced way, right? That is that chariot. So take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. A win-win outcome is forecast. You are moving forward. You are moving forward. Just maintain the balance through the process and stand in your truth. And getting to your truth is sometimes painful, right? But it's yours. Own it. That's what you came here to do. All right? I will see you in a couple weeks. You take care of yourselves. And I want to say stay between the lines, right? Don't fall off the balance beam in the meantime. But cross on over. She's moving forward. She's just maintaining her balance. All right? We will talk soon. And you take care. I'll see you for your birthday.